Today on People Now, Donald Trump versus Chrissy Teigen on Twitter. We'll tell you what's going down.
Also today,
it's about the power struggle.
J.LO calling out double standards at the world premiere of HOUSEWIVES.
Gigi Hadid and Bachelorette star Tyler Cameron out and about at New York Fashion Week.
He's just always kind of yes-anding his way through life.
Tony Hale has a new cartoon the kids are going to love. Plus, we're catching up on dad life.
Plus, the stars are out to honor actress Marcia Cross.
We'll talk about all that and more live today on People Now.
Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to People Now. Here we are.
Wow, a lot of excitement for Monday. Okay.
Yeah, hope you guys had a great weekend. What'd you do?
I did nothing, and it was so great. I just relaxed, watched TV.
I love a weekend like that.
Yeah, what did you do?
It was low-key, so we did some things for my wife's birthday. Her birthday's today. Happy birthday,
Happy
babe!
birthday,
Woo, 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 woo. Tonight, a little more. I cycled across the George Washington Bridge.
Nice, look at you.
Yeah, it was really fun.
You had a very active
scary.
weekend.
That was one day. That was like an hour.
Okay.
I had an active 2 hours. Anyway, lots of fun, but we're happy that it's Monday because there's so much to get to today. The Toronto Film Festival brought out the stars this weekend. Also wow. I'm still getting over the bike ride. Has us excited for a lot of new films coming to theater soon. We're going to be breaking down the biggest headlines from that festival a little later in the show.
But first, we want to know which movie gathering buzz from the festival is on the top of your list to see. Is it the creepy Joker film starring Joaquin Phoenix? Is it Jennifer Lopez's sexy Hustlers? Is it Jojo Rabbit starring Scarlett Johansson? Or the star-studded murder mystery Knives Out? So vote on these, or if your favorite didn't make our list, tweet us with the hashtag #PeopleNow.
I will tell you, my feed, I follow a lot of movie critics that are there right now, and my feed was just exploding with people excited about different movies, and I'm so jealous. I can't wait to see so many of these, and I'm really anxious to see what people are thinking in anticipation.
I'm excited for Hustlers.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to check in on your results in a little bit, but for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. In a series of tweets not long before midnight on Monday, President Donald Trump, sleepless and seemingly in a foul mood, targeted John Legend and his wife Chrissy Teigen, aka the mayor of Twitter, for what he said was a failure to give him enough credit for supporting criminal justice reform. Now, Trump's ire was evidently touched off by a Sunday night special on MSNBC called A Town Hall About Criminal Justice with NBC nightly news anchor Lester Holt, and it featured John Legend. Now, the tweets started sounding off around 11 p.m. He said in part, quote, "I got it, criminal justice reform done with a group of senators and others who would never have gone for it." Trump tweeted, adding, "People that had virtually nothing to do with it are taking the praise. Guys like boring musician John Legend and his filthy-mouthed wife are talking now about how great it is, but I didn't see them around when we needed help getting it passed." Now, both Legend and Teigen responded to the attack with basically social media side-eye. John tweeted out in part, "Melania, please praise this man. He needs you." Chrissy addressed her daughter Luna in her tweet saying, "Luna, remember the night before your first day of school when mommy was making your sign and the bleep, bleep, bleep president had his 9th meltdown of the day?" Now, the queen of Twitter additionally clapped back saying, "The absolute best part of this tweet is I literally didn't speak in the special, nor was I mentioned. I'm cackling at the pointless addition of me because he cannot be a bleep. Hashtag president, bleep, bleep, bleep." This is all kind of not making sense with the bleeps. You have to look it up on your own. It started quickly trending on Twitter, though, to which both John and Chrissy tried to shut down, saying it's their fight with the bleep, bleep, bleep president, not yours. Again, search it yourself. Not saying it here. Chrissy has had strong words for Trump, tweeting in 2016 before he was elected, "He is truly, truly a bleeping monster." Criminal justice reform, the topic that ignited the latest in Trump's long list of Twitter fights, has been one of the lone areas of bipartisanship in his administration. Trump has found some celebrity allies with his criminal justice work, such as Kim Kardashian West. We'll keep you posted on the feud, guys, right here on People Now. The desperate Housewives actress Marcia Cross, who is now in remission after her 2017 diagnosis, was honored at the Wallace Annenberg Center for the Performing Arts in Beverly Hills on Friday for the Farrah Fawcett Foundation's TEX-MEX Fiesta. Dozens of cancer survivors and those affected by cancer gathered together to honor Cross, who has made it her mission to spread awareness and educate people on the sexually transmitted disease HPV that caused her cancer. While Cross is counting her blessings, at the event, Cross talked to people and said she's grateful to have been diagnosed.
Well, you know, I said as it was going on, if this doesn't kill me, it really is one of the greatest gifts you can have. And I know other people who have had cancer say that too. And part of it is in being loved and having to be the receiver of that love. I've been a caretaker many times, and that changed my heart forever. And then, of course, in your appreciation of life and just the fact that we're alive, you know, pretty much sums it up. When I get emails or see, I'm not great with social media, I'm trying to get better because people are writing to me saying, I went to the doctor because of you, or I need help, can you hook me up with someone? Or I talk to my friends, I'm not ashamed anymore. That's like, I go to bed happy knowing that I'm helping. But in terms of would I want this job, I go, how did this happen? No, I'd like to just tell everybody and get it over with and go do some silly television or something. You know what I mean? Not silly, but you know, it's not like a glamorous, fun job. But I'm very committed to it in terms of like, let's just get over the fact that we all have an anus and it's a beautiful, I think I dressed like one unconsciously tonight, and we need to stop with that taboo. It's nothing bad, you know, and everybody needs to learn about the HPV virus because it's really on the rise, and we're kind of undereducated about it as a country. So once that's done, I go play.
It was also a Desperate Housewives reunion. Eva Longoria made an appearance at the event to support her former co-star. The two hugged it out on the red carpet. It was a sweet moment. Cross wearing a long pink dress paired with nude heels, while Longoria opted for a form-fitting navy lace dress. Nice to see those two together again, and we have more details for you on this star-studded event coming up later in the show. Farrah's former Charlie's Angels co-stars joined people on the red carpet to reflect on the star's life and her strong fight against cancer. Plus, we speak to Billy Baldwin. Stay tuned to hear what he's telling us about Justin Bieber and his niece Hailey Bieber's marriage. All right, for now we move on to this. Sunday's season 17 premiere of Keeping Up with the Kardashians took fans inside Khloé Kardashian and Tristan Thompson's first public reunion since he cheated on her, allegedly, with Jordan Woods in February. The episode showcases Khloé struggling to decide if she wants to invite her ex to their daughter True's first birthday party. At one point in the episode, she says, quote, all Tristan does is send countless amounts of flowers, calls, texts, and I just haven't been ready to talk to him because I feel like it's going to turn into a screaming match and I don't care to scream. But I said that I would be willing for the first time to speak to him if there's a therapist involved. That was her statement. They ended up doing an off-camera therapy session via FaceTime. But according to Khloé, it didn't exactly go well. Ultimately, she decided Thompson could come, but she invited him over the night before so they could get the whole initial weird first seeing each other thing out of the way in private. Their reunion wasn't filmed for the show, but the next day, Khloé filled her assistant in on how it all went, admitting that Thompson even tried to kiss her after she reluctantly gave him a hug. Now, while it was certainly tense when Thompson showed up at the party later that day, Khloé did her best to remain civil. Khloé's biggest concern was how her ex would interact with her sister Kim Kardashian West, who's been the most outspoken critic of that relationship. Now, as it turns out, Kim wasn't the one that she had to worry about. Apparently, the only confrontation Thompson ended up really having at the party was with Kanye West. Footage was shown of the two having an animated conversation, and while there was no audio, West later explained that Thompson was upset about the fact that the family used the intro to West's song Runaway in a Keeping Up with the Kardashians teaser. Of all things to be upset about, but Khloé wasn't having it, stormed off in tears. Now, while this is all playing out on the air, Khloé recently stopped by Ryan Seacrest's radio show where she opened up about the cheating scandal and wanting to move on. She says this, quote, I'm not someone who holds a grudge. If I do that, it's only going to affect me. That chapter is closed for me. I want all of us to move on and to be happy, successful people. I just want everyone to just be better people with each day. That's genuinely how I feel. And she adds, I know everybody makes mistakes. I think it's how you handle it. And I think apologies need to be as loud as your disrespect was. Or to me, it's not sincere. I'm forgiving. I am forgiven. I really like that perspective. The apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect.
Are they going to get back together? Maybe.
I'm going to say yes.
I kind of think so too.
If there's a window.
I mean, I'm very glad that they're cordial because of True.
Right.
Definitely.
And the fact that she's been willing to have those conversations and kind of put it out there, to me, it's kind of like, hey, the apology, she's willing to take an apology.
If you put in the work.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, you got more for us in Star Trek.
Yes, we are kicking off Star Trek today with some world premieres and stunning looks. Watch this.
It's about survival. It's about the power struggle. It's about how differently we're looked at for doing things as opposed to men doing the same things.
You tell him, J.LO. Jennifer Lopez is hoping her new film, Hustlers, ignites change and highlights the double standards. The 50-year-old and her co-stars walked the carpet at the Toronto Film Festival for the movie's world premiere on Saturday. She looked fierce in a yellow gown created by Egyptian designer Yasmin Yaya, accompanied by her fiancé, Alex Rodriguez, who wore a classic blue suit, letting his ladies shine, of course. J.LO walked the carpet a day after celebrating 100 million followers on Instagram, thanking her fans in this video, saying in the caption she was humbled and grateful for all of their continued continued love and support. The following day, she treated her followers to this selfie taken on her way to the premiere. Looking really fierce there, living up to that whole J.LO thing. Get it? Because she's glowing.
Yeah,
and we have to mention J.Lo's amazing clutch. Can you say dollar bills, y'all? Look at this bag. That is a really cool bag.
Can you sing it, though?
Yeah, dollar bills, y'all. All right, in Hustlers, Lopez stars as the head of a successful strip club. She aims to get the upper hand on her Wall Street clients with the help of her dancers, including Constance Wu, who echoes J.Lo's sentiment about female empowerment. Watch this.
I think it's part of my duty and calling to bring humanity to groups of people who have been marginalized and have been reduced to stereotypes and preconceptions. I think that's the great privilege of what I can do with my work, is bring humanity to these characters. And it is true that people make prejudgments based on somebody's occupation when a person is so much more than their job.
Now, Constance looked pretty in pink and spoke very highly of her female co-stars, saying she couldn't have done this film if it wasn't for these incredible women. It is quite the cast. J.Lo's already getting some Oscar buzz for the role. And looking like a roaring 20s dream in a sequined silver dress on the carpet for the premiere of Jojo Rabbit, Scarlett Johansson raved about her new film, calling it a gem. Now, she stars alongside Sam Rockwell, who went bold in a purple suit. He walked the carpet with longtime partner Leslie Bibb, who looked great in a sequin mini dress. Also premiering at TIFF is the much-anticipated film The Goldfinch, starring Nicole Kidman, Ansel Elgort, and Oak Spegley, who will be joining us live on Wednesday, so we're very excited about that on People Now. The guys look great in their suits. And ever the stunner, Nicole is classic in all black with a red lip and her hair flowing down behind her ears to really showcase her long pearl earrings. Classic, also edgy. Speaking of Nicole Kidman, she was in heaven cradling an adorable puppy at the Toronto International Film Festival over the weekend. The Big Little Lies star shared an adorable picture and video on her Insta stories, which showed her swooning over the adorable pup. She captioned the picture, "Happiness is a sleepy puppy." We couldn't agree more with that. Like we mentioned earlier, Nicole was in town for the premiere of The Goldfinch, but fans seem to be more invested in Nicole and the fur baby. This even inspired her fans to ask her to adopt them and look at her like that. You know how on Instagram everyone's saying, "Adopt me, Mom"?
Yeah, right.
Yep, that's what that was. The puppy seems to love Nicole as well. It can be seen snuggling up, sleeping in Nicole's arms. It's really precious. Now, Nicole regularly poses with the pups, recently adopted a dog of her own. Very sweet. Reports in July said that the Urban Kidman family were over the moon with their decision to adopt this adorable dog. Now, she captioned this picture, "My first puppy, actually my first dog. Been waiting my whole life for this." I have yet to adopt my first dog, Jeremy.
Well, you've been dog sitting a little bit.
I have, but
How's
it's
that
different.
going? Is it like, are you so relieved when you get it
I watched
back?
a puppy for 3 hours the other night, so yeah, I guess I've been
I mean, but honestly, how'd it go? Was it like, I can't wait for more, or thank God I'm getting
I was happy to kind of give the dog back. I'm busy. All right, even more news coming from the Toronto Film Festival. Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones reunited on the red carpet for the premiere of their new film, The Aeronauts, on Sunday. Felicity looked stunning in a silver dress with sparkly detailing. Eddie looked very dapper in a houndstooth suit beside her. The pair first worked together back in 2014 on The Theory of Everything. Eddie won an Oscar for his role in that film for his portrayal of the famous scientist Stephen Hawking. Redmayne opened up on the red carpet about how he knew immediately after reading the script for The Aeronauts that he wanted to work with Felicity again.
So when I read it, it was unlike anything I'd read because it just felt completely fresh and new. But when I heard that, I read it knowing that with Felicity in mind, and the second I finished it, I called her up and I was like, "I'll do this if you do it." And we sort of made a very quick decision. It was a spontaneous thing.
And even Felicity said it felt natural to work with Eddie again in this role. The Aeronauts follows a balloon expedition in 1862 with a scientist and a young widow set out to fly higher than anyone in history. We cannot wait to see these two back on screen together. All right, watch this.
I feel an enormous amount of pressure right now. I do. I feel pressure, but I'm really excited. So that supersedes the pressure I'm feeling.
This Real Housewife has left Beverly Hills and is hitting up New York Fashion Week. Kyle Richards debuted her new clothing line, Kyle and Shahida, alongside co-designer Shahida Clayton on Sunday. And her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills castmates were there to support her, not just in the audience, but also on the runway. Erica Jane, Denise Richards, Teddy Mellencamp, and Dorit Kemsley all strutted the line's colorful prints down the catwalk, looking fabulous. Hopefully some behind-the-scenes footage will be included in the next season. I feel like it will. It's a big moment. Kyle's daughters, Alexia and Sophia, also showed their support for their mom by also walking the runway in some beautiful, bold colors. stars. And prior to the big event, Kyle shared this picture of them all together, captioning the photo with, "My girls and I wearing Kyle and Shahida on the way to the show. So excited." Nieces Paris and Nikki Hilton were also there to show their aunt some love as well, looking fierce. Kyle's new line comes after the reality star closed her clothing boutique, Kyle by Aline 2. She explains how that step launched her towards the fashion line. Watch.
I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I decided I wanted to do a clothing line. So I reached out to Shahida, and I've been wearing her stuff for many, many years, and I love her stuff. So, and she's a wonderful person. So I thought this could be a great partnership, and she said, "Let's do it. This is going to be great."
All right, guys, we've got a new Gigi Hadid Tyler C spotting. Let me set it up for you. Zendaya debuted her second collection with Tommy Hilfiger during New York Fashion Week at the iconic Apollo Theater in New York. Let's just say the collection was pretty groovy. The Zendaya and Tommy Hilfiger collection features 70s-inspired fashion, from metallic wide-leg jumpsuits to full-on leather. The show is complete with vintage American cars, velvet couches. It's really cool. The show was a star-studded event with friend Gigi Hadid in attendance, and she was not alone. Gigi Hadid and her rumored boyfriend Tyler Cameron were both photographed separately on the red carpet at the Zendaya and Tommy Hilfiger fashion show Sunday evening. Gigi looked stylish in a long-sleeve metallic ensemble, which featured trousers that flared at the knees. The supermodel accessorized the look with brown heels, a black purse, drop earrings, and a dark, wide-brimmed fedora. Now, Tyler appeared a little more casual in light denim jeans rolled at the cuff and a short-sleeve, light blue button-down shirt with a checkered pattern. The Bachelorette runner-up paired the ensemble with white sneakers. Now, the two were recently spotted together in the Netherlands attending Gigi's grandmother's funeral. Now, to take it back, these two were first spotted together at Soho House in Brooklyn in early August. Later that month, they were seen driving around New York City together. Things really heated up between the pair when Gigi brought Tyler along to the Republic Records party after attending the MTV Video Music Awards. According to E! News, Taylor Swift gave Tyler a big hug when he arrived, and Tyler and Gigi shared a kiss. There you go. A source recently told People that the duo is being purposefully coy when it comes to the status of their relationship. The source adds, their dates are definitely real and he's having a good time. And we are going to continue to track along with them. And those are your Star Tracks for today.
I'm here for Tyler C. Good for him. I just want things to keep going well for him. All right, stay with us, guys. Kaia Gerber famously channels her supermodel mom, Cindy Crawford. We are breaking down all of our favorite moments, plus Billy Baldwin opening up about Justin Bieber and his niece, Hailey Baldwin. Stick around for that.
All right, we've been asking you which movie from the Toronto Film Festival is topping your must-see list. Let's take a look. I feel like it's going to be, Joker.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. There's so much buzz for that and anxiousness to see what it plays like. So keep voting, guys. We'd like to hear from you. But for now, we move on to this. Dozens of cancer survivors and those affected by cancer gathered together in Beverly Hills on Friday for the Farrah Fawcett Foundation's TEX-MEX Fiesta, the event celebrating the legacy of the iconic actress who died from anal cancer in 2009.
This year, the event honored Desperate Housewives actress Marcia Cross, who was diagnosed with anal cancer in 2017.
The event was truly star-studded, and everyone was there to support Cross and honor Fawcett, but it wouldn't be a night of honoring Farrah without her Charlie's Angel crew. Farrah's Charlie's Angels co-star Jacqueline Smith remembered Farrah, her favorite things about her, and her strong fight against cancer.
Well, I liked her immediately. So we were two Texas girls who loved our family, who sort of grew up the same way, being loved by two great parents, hers, mine. We were doing a Max Factor commercial, and we were going in and out of a pool in the winter, and we'd go back into this sauna and just spend hours talking, warming up. That was way before Charlie's Angels. I think she was a true girlfriend, and she rooted for you, and there was not a competitiveness, and she was funny. She had a great sense of humor, and she was really, in so many areas, a great mother, a great homemaker. She was all things.
As we found out during her fight with cancer, she was made of steel. Were you impressed with how she handled that whole experience?
Impressed is an understatement, because the best of Farrah came out. She was strong, she was resilient, she was single-minded. She fought this disease in a relentless way and did wonders to make people aware of anal cancer and the HPV virus.
Now, Alana Stewart is the foundation president and CEO of the Farrah Fawcett Foundation. She had so many great things to say about Farrah. She shared her best memories of the actress and how Farrah had always planned to beat cancer.
I think our Texas roots were really important, you know.
Farrah loved Texas, and she was always a Texas gal at heart, and so am I, so we had a lot in common. We would like go down to the beach, and we would have manicures and pedicures, and, you know, put our hair in rollers, and look for good Tex-Mex food, and have a margarita. We always, she was like a fun Texas high school girlfriend. That's what I loved about her. She wanted so badly to help people struggling with cancer, and when she had faced her own cancer battle, she realized what people go through, and so that's why she did the documentary Farrah's Story. When most people would want to keep their battle private, she went public with it so she could help other people. And that was so important to her, and that's why she created a foundation to try to help find a cure for this dreadful disease. She planned on beating cancer. I mean, that was her plan, you know, and unfortunately it didn't work out that way, but I think she was a support and an inspiration to so many people battling cancer.
And supermodel Cheryl Tiegs talks so sweetly about her and Farrah's friendship and how she truly inspired her.
100%. Farrah and I were very good friends. She was a maverick, and she started this. She did the poster, and I thought, well, if she did the poster, why don't I do a poster? So yes, I'm absolutely following in her footsteps. She always had this dazzling smile, and she was always laughing and up for a good time. You know, she was always there. You know, if I needed her help in any way, she would be there. So she was a really good friend.
There were a lot more standout moments from the event, like Kate Flannery opening up about Dancing with the Stars. At the event, she gave us a little update on how she's not focusing on Sean Spicer during the competition. She plans to stay in her own lane.
I'm keeping my eyes on my own paper, I have to say. Yeah, I wish everyone well. I'm in competition with myself. This is really about like what I can do and what I'm asked to do. The cardio was hard at first, but I feel like day 4 I had a breakthrough and I was not expecting that. So the first 4 days I kept going to the bathroom to catch my breath. I was stalling so much. And I didn't think that that would end as quickly as it did. So I was very happy, very, very surprised and happy. I was surprised I got asked to do it. What are you, crazy? This was not on I don't know, it wasn't on my menu, and now it's my main course.
Now it's the main course. She's going to kill it. Rachel Hunter was also there, telling us how she and Alana Stewart were both married to Rod Stewart and how they decided to become one big family.
Well, I mean, we're married to the same person, Rod, and you know, when Rod and myself broke up, it was closer to Christmas at the time, and I was like, we all have to get together as family. You know, we see there is no separate, you know, there has to be that type of unity and that type of support, and the kids see each other as brother and sister. There's no step this and step that. There's a brother and sister unity, and it's always been that way from when I can remember being with Rod. I mean, he has that sense of humor and way about him that has that charming effect. But also, you know, I think it's a part as a woman and as a mother that you want the support for the brothers and sisters too to have. So that was something that was very fundamental when I was leaving, to make sure that stayed intact and that the relationships were always fostered.
And Melanie Griffith was also there to support. She also opened up about her daughter, Dakota Johnson, who's dating Chris Martin. Let's just say she's all for their relationship. Watch.
I love my daughter's boyfriend. I think that they're an awesome couple.
And Chris Martin and Dakota Johnson still going strong. First sparked dating rumors in October 2017. They were on a sushi date in LA, and boom, there it all went. Back in August, the two were spotted enjoying a beach day in the Hamptons. They're having some fun, it seems.
All right, moving on. Billy Baldwin was also there. He talked about his niece, Hailey Baldwin, and her marriage to Justin Bieber. He says their relationship is complicated, but cute.
My niece, I don't even know how many followers she has on Instagram, but she must have maybe 20 million followers on Instagram. And there are 20 million people following you on Instagram. That's more people than watch a couple of hit television shows, you know. And so you're a what's it called, a social media influencer or a cultural influencer, and yeah, she's an impressive young woman, and she's a married young woman. I didn't get married till I was 33, and I became a parent when I was 37, and she's married at I think 23. So cute couple, great couple. complicated. I always tell her, I'm like, I'm in a showbiz marriage, and my wife was a very, celebrated and successful recording artist like your husband. Clearly not on the level of her husband. I said, if you ever want to talk to me about, the trials and tribulations and how to try to avoid the landmines of, I'm with my wife, we're almost 30 years now.
Definitely the right family to be able to share advice about being in the spotlight, right?
He's also learning about social media and followers and influencers. I love it.
She is, in fact, a social media influencer.
Yes,
we can say that
she
definitively.
is.
All right, here we go. Like mother, like daughter. Kaia Gerber was the spitting image of her mom, Cindy Crawford, as she stepped out for her 18th birthday bash at the Edition Hotel in New York City on Friday night, kind of channeling her mother's look from the 1992 MTV Video Music Awards.
Fierce looks. Gerber wore a black leather mini skirt paired with a bondage-style sheer bodysuit, a statement belt, and strappy black heels. The birthday girl exuded 90s vibes with that hairstyle, smoky black eye makeup. She really does look amazing and really confident, too.
It's wild how similar
I
their
know.
look is, right? Gerber, who is currently in the midst of New York Fashion Week, has been following in her famous mother's modeling footsteps. On her 18th birthday, Tuesday, Gerber celebrated the best birthday present, her October 2019 cover of British Vogue.
Not a bad birthday present. In July, Gerber stepped off the catwalk onto the small screen with her music video debut for John Etherly's song Burnout, just like her mom did 29 years ago, famously starring as a muse in George Michael's Freedom 90 video.
Of course, Kaia's birthday twinning isn't the first time this mother-daughter duo had a scene double. These two have been giving off the twin vibes for a long time. They're definitely having some fun with it. I like how they kind of own it.
Oh yeah, the pair playfully posed in matching t-shirts that read mom jeans, looking almost identical. Kaia definitely picked up all of her mom's jeans.
Oh, I see. Hey. The duo also twinning in matching black jumpsuits paired with sunglasses. Even when lounging, these two, I mean, they look flawless together. Is this like just the casual, oh, just woke up like this, but looks perfect?
I mean, if I looked like my mom or vice versa, I would obviously show it off too, right? And speaking of lounging, the mother-daughter pair takes self-care to a new level. This Instagram from 2016 captured the two twinning in face masks and bathrobes, because you gotta practice self-care, Jeremy.
You gotta do it.
They left without me.
Need some help, dude.
Oh no, I got a plan.
You got some fly moves.
Oh, chickens can't fly.
No, I mean your moves are fly.
Only about 10 feet, then I get really tired.
Well, here with the voice of Archibald Strutter, a chicken always on an adventure from DreamWorks' new animated series, Archibald's Next Big Thing. It drops on Netflix on Friday. Please welcome back to People Now, Mr. Tony Hale.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Hello.
Thank you for having me back.
Yeah,
we love having you.
Such a happy, colorful set.
It is. How's your summer going? It's back to school already.
Back to school. I have a 13-year-old, so she started 8th grade. She's very embarrassed by me all the time.
Really?
She always disagrees with me. I'll be like, the sky's blue. She's like, man, I don't know. It's just like everything is a disagreement, but she's precious.
I feel like that's part and parcel for the phase that she's in, right?
Yeah, it's a phase, and we're praying it passes.
We'll see.
Yes, we are.
Last time you were here, not that long ago, you're promoting Toy Story 4.
Yes, yes.
My goodness, obviously it blew up. Your character, Forky, has become a household name in my house anyway.
Oh, nice.
We made them. We got the little kit.
Did you?
And they still have
sweet.
them, and they love it.
Yeah,
it's so good. What's been the most memorable response from fans now that that wave has kind of like subsided a bit?
I think I love that. Something so sad as like saying I'm trash. It kind of became this thing that we're saying. But I mean, in typical Pixar fashion, I love the idea that Forky, not like even having any shame, just being like, no, I'm made to help people eat chili, and then I go to the trash. Like, that's my route. And then Woody's like, no, you're made for more. You have value. And I think just what a beautiful thing to put out there.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, you said your daughter was embarrassed by you a lot, but she must think Toy Story 4 is pretty cool.
She did, and actually, knowing the work I've done, like Veep and Arrested, it's really the only thing she can see.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It was, I mean, she can see Arrested now, but it was nice to share that with her.
Yeah. Speaking of Veep, you were nominated for your 6th Emmy Award. That's really exciting. What was your reaction when you got the news?
I mean, it's always like, what? Like, it's kind of a party you never thought you'd be invited to. So it's very shocking. And what's cool about it, I mean, also just to be on that list, like I'm Alan Arkin and Tony Shalhoub, like these are, pillars of the acting community. So that's very exciting. I think mostly though, this is around the time we would be coming back for the season 8. So, it's kind of sad, like, oh man, so I think we're all excited just to be together around the Emmys and hang out and just see each other again.
But there's a funny story of how you found out, right?
Yes. Julia texted me that morning and said, congratulations. And I didn't know what she was, I thought the nominations were coming out the next day. And so I had a paranoia of like, you know how you erase your text and you don't know what the exchange said? Yeah. So I had an immediate paranoia of like, what has our text said that she's saying congratulations? And so I didn't text back. and for a while I was like, thanks, because I had no idea what the exchange was, and so.
And then, lo and behold, it turns out, nomination. HBO, by the way, as a network, 137 nominations this year, which is incredible. What other HBO shows do you watch? On the spot, here we go. Love it.
Well, I did watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But it's an intense show. There's a lot going on.
It is.
And so I watched a 12-minute video to figure out what's going on, because I wanted to watch the last season with my wife. And so I just got a Cliff Notes version, and then I figured out what was going on. Because it's a lot visually, and I didn't know if I could watch the whole thing.
And our incredible team of researchers found out that you apparently were on an episode of The Sopranos.
I was.
HBO favorite.
I was.
I don't think I knew this.
Oh, you won't remember me.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I was a nurse oncologist. Uncle Junior had cancer, and I gave him chemo. So I think it lasted 5 seconds on screen.
Was there a spoken line?
I think I said, hold still. So that was,
you get the bump for that, right?
Yeah. So that was my big line on The Sopranos.
So you're going from adult comedy to animated show for kids. Yeah, talk about that transition.
Yeah. So I did this book years ago called Archibald's Next Big Thing. And I did it while I was on Arrested Development. I realized I was on a great show, great cast, and yet I was still looking to my next thing. And I was like, man, if I get to the end of my life, I'm going to be like always looking to the next thing and missing where I am. So Archibald, the chicken, this precious little chicken, learns this lesson of kind of everything is a big thing. It's not coming. And so in the series now, he treats everything like a big thing. He sees the best in everyone in every situation. And it gives me so much joy because I feel like our world is just seeing the worst in each other. That's all it is. And he's just always kind of yes-anding his way through life. He's just it's just joy. So it's been a blast.
And I like that kind of as an adult, it's sort of like, all right, be present in the moment, appreciate what you have right now, not sort of waiting for happiness.
Which is really hard, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, my default is to be checked out. You know, my default is just to kind of live in anxiety or, whatever it is. And it's challenging to be like, no, I'm going to choose joy. And Archibald is always choosing joy.
The book, as that's happening, was a TV show version always the plan? Whose idea was that?
No, I did this book just as I met this artist, Victor Huckabee, years ago, and then him and my friend Tony Biagni and the lead illustrator at this publishing company, Misty Manley, we did this book just because I had gotten my dream on Arrested Development, and it still was like, whoa, I'm still looking at the next thing. That's crazy. And so I wanted to do a book about this, and then I loved his artwork, and so we kind of just made it.
Yeah, if you had to describe Archibald in a tweet, what would it say?
Oh,
140 characters.
In a tweet. I would say meet the most joyful, free, full of life chicken I know.
Perfect.
I think yes, that's enough. The letters are right. Okay,
great.
We got in under.
Thank you.
Archibald's sister shares your real daughter's name.
Yes,
Loy.
Loy, and it was now, I mean, she still thinks it's cool, but back when this was like 7 years ago. There's my precious little angel. This was 7 years ago, so she was like around 8 or 9.
She must have loved it.
She really loved it. Maybe she was younger than that, but she helped design the way Loy looked.
Oh, cool.
So she wanted her to have Argyle socks and like pigtails, and it was fun to do that.
So that's a real collaboration.
Yeah, it was
She
neat.
got to get in on Dad's thing.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yes.
And what was her review of the show? I mean, the book's one thing, now to see it in animated.
She likes it. I mean, she really likes it. It's cool because one thing her and I love to do is go to the mall. We like the mall. And so there's an episode about mall walkers. So I consider her and I mall walkers.
Oh, like doing the laps?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we like a central AC mall. And so indoor.
Nice climate
and
control.
So one's mall walker. So there's been a lot of inspiration from Loy about the show.
That's funny.
Yeah, and you hear that fellow Veep star Julia Louis-Dreyfus voices a character on the show. That's exciting.
She plays a space monkey who lives in space and terrified of space, and Archibald kind of helps her kind of get over that. And then we've also had RuPaul play a fashion designer. Weird Al played a giraffe. He was a miner.
Nice.
And Mark Maron was a crab. And so we just had all these really fun people that said yes to do it.
Calling in favors.
That was
doing it.
great.
I'm sure people are very excited to do this kind of thing. What kind of big things are in store for Archibald this season?
Oh man, there's a lot of just like, he goes on all these adventures where like one time he's the key master, he gets a key that unlocks everything in the city, and he becomes this superhero. He meets these moles underground that sing a mole song. Like there's so many wild things, and that's what I do love, because it's just, the gates are just open with creativity, and you can do it. He meets these like sheep in this Hoofhoven place, and I don't know, it's just all this crazy stuff that happens.
It's fun, and by the way, truly, the animation, it really looks cool. It looks
beautiful.
amazing. It's
and
beautiful.
I did this show with my friends Jacob Moffat and Eric Fogel and Drew Champion, and it's been so fun to kind of be a huge part of the creative process and be like, you know, this design is working, this isn't. I like how these colors pop, and also being on Veep and Arrested, I have such an appreciation for comic timing and writing. So I really love that there's a real attention to the timing and the jokes and stuff like that.
Other big things for you, you're going to be doing something called 9 Days, right? With Bill Skarsgård, I believe?
It's a drama, and it's directed by this guy, Edson Orr. I just blanked on his last name, but his first name's Edson. And he's a fantastic director, and I just finished that. We shot that in Salt Lake City.
Winston Duke as well?
Winston Duke is in it, Zazie Bates. And it was just really, really fun. A total 180 from Veep and Archibald, but it's fun to kind of try out different stuff.
Who in that cast ended up being kind of a pleasant surprise for you? Like maybe, I don't know, anticipation and like, oh wow.
What if I like just say the worst?
I would.
Know who was it?
It would be hilarious.
I love it.
They were all so great. The thing about film that's so odd is you're meeting each other for the first, because on TV you've known each other, you kind of have relationships. On film it's just you're at this camp. You're like in your lunch tray, lunch, you're like, who am I going to sit with? And you just immediately kind of become this community. And so we would all go out for drinks, and it's fun. They're all really great.
Great.
All right, you ready for a little game?
Yeah, I love
Since you
games.
played two iconic television characters, Buster Bluth from Arrested Development and Gary Wells from Veep, both very neurotic characters, have some very memorable lines.
Comes
so
from
we're
a
going
lot
to
of
put
pain.
your
Yes.
skills to the test. In the game we're calling Who Said It, Buster Bluth or Gary Welsh.
Okay.
So we're going to read some lines. You
Great.
guess who said it.
All right,
Buster or
here we
Gary.
go.
It's
Ready?
going to be really sad if I don't know these.
Here's the line.
Yes.
They do allow some nervous crying, but can tell they don't like it.
I'm gonna go with Gary Walsh.
That was Buster.
No! Guys, this is
Yep,
really
there you
bad.
go. All right, here's the
All
next
right, ready?
one.
You listen to me.
Guys,
you are Beyonce.
I did. Excuse me?
This is the next one. You listen to me. Did you think
I'm playing
you
Beyonce.
listen to me?
Here's the line.
This is the next line. You listen to me.
I was fully in,
You
too.
are Beyonce.
I was like, am I? That's Gary Walsh.
That's Gary.
Yeah.
Here's the next one. Everything you say to me is escalating. Do you realize that?
I'm gonna say Buster.
That's Gary. God darn. Oh, we find the most obscure
Ready?
lines.
Next line.
No,
wow.
this is sad.
Wow, we're just blowing through nap time.
That's
aren't we?
Buster.
That's
Yeah.
Buster. All right, next one. No, she's happy. She's just mean all the time.
No, she's happy. She's just mean all the time. Buster?
It's Buster. It could be either, but that was Buster.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
All right, next one. Do I look like a pimp to you?
Like a pimp to you. I'm serious. That's Gary.
That is Gary, yes.
Yes.
I'm your Wilson the volleyball.
That's Gary.
Also Gary, yes.
It's like she gets off on being withholding.
Sure. That's Buster.
Some lines you don't forget.
Yes.
Final one. I know she's a brownish area with points.
That's Buster because he's talking about Miss Liza Minnelli.
There we go. Very good. Hey,
right.
thank you so much for
Thank
playing
you
along
for
and
having
being here.
me.
Congrats on everything.
You guys are great.
Thank you so much. The first season of Archibald's Next Big Thing drops on Netflix Friday, September 6th. All right, only a few episodes left in the first season of the popular Suits spinoff series. Pearson, Chantel Riley, who plays Jessica Pearson's cousin Angela, revealed just what fans can expect from the rest of the season.
It's about to get real spicy, guys. It's gonna get intense. I mean, the show has been very dramatic, up until this point, but it's gonna get a little bit deeper, especially for Angela. A little offer comes to her on the table, so we'll see which direction it goes.
What kind of spice are we talking?
We're talking like on a level of 1 to 5. I would say the spice level is a 5.
Okay.
I can't lie.
We are ready for the level 5 spiciness. Can feel the heat already.
Oh, can you? The show's lead is played by the amazing Gina Torres, so we had to find out how much Chantel learned from the legendary actress on set. Watch this.
I got to just learn so much from her, as an actor, as now an executive producer and stuff. So I just was sitting there taking notes. Just the way how she carries herself, how she talks to everyone, how she deals with on the business side. So pretty much just everything she did, I was just typing my little My little notebook.
Just like, yes?
Walk like that. Okay. Get 6-inch Louboutin.
Hey, wait,
Breaking ankle.
was there really something though like that? Like some specific little thing that you remember? Like, oh, I like how she handled herself in that situation.
Oh, well, you know what? In particular, coming on a show, as a black woman, it's a little difficult for like a hair and makeup team. Sometimes you might not have someone that's as versed in black hair, natural hair. And so I've had issues before on a show where I had to end up doing my own hair, unfortunately. And Gina was really good with that and making sure that we had someone that was well-versed in black hair and just having more people of color behind the scenes.
Now, when she's not on set for Pearson, Chantel is staying very busy. She also stars in the popular sci-fi series Wynonna Earp. Fans of the show, known as Earpers, rallied behind the series, and Sci-Fi picked up the show for another season. Chantel revealed what it is about the show that resonates so much with the fans.
I get a lot of tweets and comments about how the show has saved people's lives, and especially because it centers around like the LGBTQ community and giving the people the courage they need in order to come out and to be who they really are. And so I feel like this show allows people to just be themselves and to accept the flaws and all of every kind of aspect of who they are. And I feel like with the characters, with Wynonna and for Kate, myself, and everyone else, Doc, there's a little bit of someone in each character, and so they're so relatable. I think that's why everyone is so in love with the show, and we're so grateful for the Earpers, and they've saved the show. We got a season 4 coming.
Yeah, congratulations.
It's so exciting.
Earpers out in force.
I love the Earpers.
I
do, Jeremy. I like the name Earpers. Now, Chantel has had many delightful experiences with the Earpers. She told us that she even got to meet a lot of them recently at Comic-Con.
Yeah, they've been so welcoming to her character and her, and we had to know if there has been one fan encounter that stands out above the rest.
There is one Earper who...
You
know what? I wish I could remember her name, but she'll know if she's watching this. She always comes decked out, and she always comes with a freestyle. She will rap. She'll have a new rap, honey. And so I'll give her a beat, drop a 1-2, and she will just spit some verses about the show.
Oh, that is memorable. That's great.
Yeah, and she'll come all decked out and one time she came like a gold hat, gold shoes, gold jacket, gold tee, like she was ready to go. So yeah, she's dope.
So you do beatboxing?
I mean,
I really wanted to
break out into some
little freestyle. Yeah, I really did. Next time. All right, Chantel also stars in the show Frankie Drake Mysteries on CBC. The show follows 2 female detectives in the 1920s. They just finished filming their new season, and Chantel filled us in on what we should be excited about. Watch this.
I think what's gonna be great is that you see more camaraderie between the 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing more incredible than seeing female leads on TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially being that it is from the 1920s, you have myself as a black female who's playing a detective, which would never really exist. But it's great that the network decided to take a chance with it.
Yeah.
And it's working and people love it. So it's more girl power, honey.
What do you love the most about that era and kind of getting in the costuming and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, the costumes are the bomb. You get into that hair and makeup, and then it's the jazz era. So the music is amazing. So for me, the fashion is always the number one. I think it's the 20s are probably my favorite.
Did you get to keep anything, or what's your thing that you want to keep from that set?
I have been able to take a little 1-2 something that they know about. They know.
Okay, they know.
I have asked permission.
What is it?
I have a great striped pinstripe suit. So it's like a long.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
and some flare pants to go with it.
So Halloween is set up. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Be looking for that. And if 3 shows wasn't enough, Chantel is launching her own roundtable series. Just throw that in the mix as well. We'll be hearing all about that and even more from Chantel later on this week.
Yeah, also music and situationships.
Situationships.
Really
that was the best conversation.
Yes.
Guys, coming up tomorrow, legendary talk show host Jerry Springer is here live. He is telling us all about his new daytime court show. He's judging real people about real cases, and we're asking him all about that.
Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with country singer Ryan Hurd. Thanks for watching.
Bye guys.
I'm Ryan Hurd, and this is One Last Thing. The last song stuck in my head. I mean, it's the #1 song in the country this year, but Truth Hurts, Lizzo.
Why men great till they gotta be great? Don't text me, tell it straight to my face.
The last thing I Googled, album credits on the Midland album, which is a great album, but I just wanted to see who played all of the instruments and who wrote the songs. My last date was with my wife, Maren, and we just go out to this neighborhood restaurant right by our house. We really love doing that. The last TV show that I binge watched, Handmaid's Tale.
We only wanted to make the world better. Better. Better never means better for everyone.
And Veep. I love Veep. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is, I think, the greatest television actress of all time.
This entire country is getting more disgusting by the second.
That's a demo we're targeting mostly on Facebook.